So, Mrs. Diggins, which of these fragrant gentlemen will you entrust with her ladyship?
Well, I haven't changed my mind, Mr. Jarvis. I don't like Yorkshiremen. And I won't have anyone who can't speak like a civilized Christian. And as I am not permitted to prize apart the black boys, Joseph, or what's his name?
And so, it is?
Well, it'll have to be him. The ugly one.
Very well. The ugly one will stay here, the more presentable ones may leave.
She knew who she was going to choose from the bloody start.
I've been watching us laughing.
Who's been picked?
Oh, well, let's try and guess, shall we? Which lucky son isn't here?
George?
Bloody George.
Oh, I never thought of the end.
So you've been here a couple of months?
Which of these fragrant gentlemen?
You will give Mrs. Ryan and Mrs. Diggins the same deference and obedience you give me. Understand?
Sir.
Sure you'll have a better spring than your colleagues in Cumberland. After all, Mrs. Ryan is no Mrs. Castledine.
No, sir. She certainly isn't.
Mrs. Castledine was an old housekeeper at George's last house.
Yeah. Mrs. Castledine, quite a character. Twisted my ear a few times.
Unless you have anything else?
I'm sure Mr. Cosmo will be a credit to you and respect my maids.
I dare say he'll have his uses.
You can go.
Sir.
Yes!
It's only a bloody Tetlow, isn't it?
I know.
Come here. Hi!
No Jarvis. No Andrew, no.
She's in bed by 8 every night.
I know. Bloody marvellous, isn't it? Poor old girl.
Oh, shame.
So, Mrs. Higgins.
Mrs. Diggins.
Oh, beg your pardon, Mrs. Diggins. You don't find it dull when the household has moved on?
Only the dull are dull.
Of course. At least one person will not be sharing our head colds and rheumatism.
I have rheumatism of my own, thank you. As has my lady.
Attention!
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's... Oh, that's beautiful.
Jarvis.
A small token, Mrs. Ryan. A vote of thanks from the footmen, valets, maids, and all those that are going north in the morning. Thank you for your hospitality, Mrs. Ryan.